Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into another episode of the Nat Bros podcast. I'm your humble host, Nick. Merry Christmas ahead of time. It's actually Christmas Eve when you guys should be listening to this, but hope you guys are having a great holiday. We're getting this out there because we want to talk about this past week's fantasy football stuff. Stuff. We're not going to get into the standings because the standings don't matter anymore because we're in the playoffs, baby. We're in the playoffs. This is the semifinals this coming week. This past week was the first round of the playoffs, and it sucked.
I feel like there's 4 people at least that would disagree with that.
Yeah, I know. Well, actually, maybe only 2 people who would really disagree because the other 2 people are already in it, so it doesn't really matter.
Like they didn't care.
Yeah. They're like whoever's next, whatever. We don't care. Dang it.
Well, I feel like I'm starting the week off with the bang.
That's good.
Get my peeps in.
That's good. You do have quite a matchup.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. Pretty brutal.
Let's get into the average difference of points because I do want to mention this. I separated them out actually because the consolation and the playoffs were drastically different, just to kind of like give you that kind of glimpse into it. But basically, my lovely wife has brought me some food. So this week, in the playoffs, if you were in the playoffs, the average difference of points was 53.05. Like it was a massive blowout for both you and better than Scott. So Lamarvel and myself.
Are you just counting the 2 games in the top? You're not counting the other ones?
Yeah. The other ones, so the consolation, if you divide those up, the average difference of points for the winners was 27.38. So it wasn't. So there was like a massive difference between like the winners of the playoffs won the playoffs like just outright, but the winners of the consolation like it was a bit closer. Like it was only like 20 some odd points differences.
I'm still trying to understand why you think they pick up Minshew. Guess who picked him up?
Your opponent.
Exactly right.
Hey, that's a smart move. I mean, again, Trent's been always doing certain things in order to guarantee that he wins it. So
I know, like every single week he's picking up like 800 different people, so no one else can pick him up.
Well, it was actually really funny in my other league. There was one team that was needing a quarterback, and the guy he was playing against literally picked up like 6 quarterbacks. It was funny.
All right, so what am I doing? You said average difference in points for this league?
No. Matchups.
Okay, well we just gonna go right into ripping the Band-Aid off for old Nick here.
Yep, may as well.
Top of the matchups in the playoff brackets, back in the hot seat, taking on Don't Take Bate-man, so my brother versus me. A whopping 80.80 points for Nick to 131.6 points. I could have started Evan Ingram over Gerald Everett. Would have got me 4 points that I left on the bench. Everything else is perfect. And back in the hot seat, should have started Geno Smith over anybody that he picked up, really. Daniel Jones. That's who he had, right? Daniel Jones, who he had?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Gabe Davis over Jonathan Taylor, who you finally dropped this week, I saw.
I did. Well, because he's on IR, so he's not going to be – I've only got one more game. I mean, I've just got the consolation game, and other than that, the rest of it doesn't matter.
So, that being said, looking back at that trade you made with your brother, was that just a horrible trade for you?
It would appear so. Because I think, I'll say this. Looking at kind of the difficulty that you're dealing with now, where you don't have Jalen Hurts and where you were depending on him to go through the playoffs, I'm okay with the trade.
I mean, I had Jalen Hurts the entire time, and he's never helped me beat Let's see. I've never beat Heartbeat or I
Right.
think London Silly Nannies. No, maybe the Leprechauns was the other team that beat me. It's retarded. The Leprechauns just over here just smacking down everybody that was on top, basically. I think that's who beat Heartbeat also.
But the thing is like you got to remember too. Each week is different. Like even if you put in the best, like literally, Jonathan Taylor should have had a great game against whoever it was that he played because I don't remember. He should have had a great game. Um, by
Over
all
Zach
accounts,
Moss.
yeah, but over any of the running backs for Indy, like he should have, but he got injured, so you can't really do anything about it. Um, so yeah, I mean, it was just, I mean, the week before, my team spanked yours pretty soundly. This week, nothing. Like just I couldn't get above 100. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean
You did.
it's just kind of one of those things that you just deal with. Um, it sucks in the playoffs. It really sucks in the playoffs. But that's one. I mean that's also one of the reasons like having a bye week in the playoffs could be beneficial. In the other playoff, Better Than Scott took down Lamarvel Universe, kind of as anticipated. Like I think we kind of figured that was going to happen. Better Than Scott, Nathan put in the best lineup. Jacob for the Marvel Universe, he could have put in Marquez Valdez Scanling over Brandon Ayuk and Tyler Higbee over Greg Dulcich. But no matter what he had done, there's no way that he would have been able to win. He would have gotten an extra 16.3 points, but that wouldn't have helped him at all because Better Than Scott had 133 to his 77.7. So regardless, it still would have been a blowout.
Yeah, that is crazy how close those games were as far as point differential. Like 133 to 77 and 131 to 80.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, I mean, it was both of them were in the 50s. So
Yeah, we were all within 3 points of each other. Moving on. Not in the playoffs, at the bottom of the non-playoff, no, I'm just kidding. Consolation round. Scott's Tots starting out. What was it? Was he 9-0? No, it wasn't that bad, was it? 0-9 or something like that.
he
Anyways,
was like 0-7 or something.
0-7. So he fell very short to the Leprechauns, getting 67.56 points to the Leprechauns' 97.64 points. Unfortunately, there was not much Scott's Tots or Scott could have done. He had 0.7 left on the bench. Wouldn't have helped that much. And wait, nope, the Leprechauns, I'm sorry, back up. I read that wrong. The Leprechauns, who in parentheses is Michael, had 0.7 left on the bench. Scott's Tots had 25.8, starting Jahan Dotson over Jamal Williams and Cam Akers over Donta Foreman. He ended up, either way, he would have still lost, but it would have been a lot closer, 97.64 to 93.36.
Right. Yep. And then in the other consolation game, the Biggest Loser lost to Let's Ride. The Biggest Loser had 97.22 points. Let's Ride had 121.9. Let's Ride left 9.5 points on the bench. Should have started Tyler Boyd over Dalton Schultz. And then Biggest Loser, Adam left 19.9 points on the bench. It should have started Noah Brown over Darrell Henderson Jr. Darrell Henderson Jr. is not playing, it seems like, at all. Got a big fat goose egg. 0, nothing, nada, zilch. And for some reason,
Not
Adam is playing him.
at all.
Not at all.
I feel like we talked about this before where he's just not. Sorry, I'm adjusting the size because I don't know what the crap you got going on here. I cannot read that. That's so tiny.
Oh,
that's so much better. Look at that. You know you can stretch it, right? Look at that. You can actually read that now. Ta-da!
Well, the next one's gonna be difficult too. Here, I'll stretch this out for you.
You go ahead and work on that one.
You and your old
So
guys.
let's see the playoffs as they continue this week. We have a heck of a matchup between myself and Heartbeat. I'm down Jalen Hurts. He is out. And Heartbeat decided to pick up his backup because he's a jerk. Trent, you're a jerk. Actually, I wasn't even planning on picking up a backup, but then I was like, I saw him pick up Minshew, and I was like, maybe I should get a backup just to be safe because I don't think I had one at the time. Maybe I did. Anyway, so I was like, Purdy did pretty good in my other league. He kind of beat the snot out of me. so why not take him again? So I picked up Purdy, started him. Let's see, matchup wise, Patrick Mahomes is going to have like a 25-point projected. Purdy has about, like 16 points. Justin Jefferson, 20-point projected. Mike Evans, 11. Let's just hope Mike Evans and Jalen Waddle play like they're playing at the beginning of the year, Let's if we can do that, we're good. We're set. Latavius Murray's kind of sharing a backfill with Marlon Mack, unfortunately, but they both scored excellently the last two games. Mm-hmm. Both of them getting double digits. Cordero Patterson, I don't know, it kind of seemed like they pushed him out for Tyler Algier last week.
Yeah.
He's got Swift starting, and he hasn't been playing that great either, so I don't know. But that'd be like the lineup that we have where they both fail. Let's see.
I think DeAndre Swift has been starting to play more and more.
Yeah, but he still hasn't been scoring more than like 10 points.
Man, that's going to be more than your Cordero Patterson.
As you see, my brother is very much a realist. He likes to rub stuff in. Actually, he's not even playing Swift. He's playing David Montgomery now.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he switched out David Montgomery, and then he's playing Deontay Johnson. Did I say that right? For Philly or Pittsburgh, I mean? Yeah, he's not even starting Hopkins or anybody else or Swift. So those have changed the lineup now.
Interesting. I wonder why he's not playing Hopkins. Like I would probably put Hopkins in over. I guess it's because they've got the backup. That's probably what it is.
Hey, you know what? You should start Brady this week, Trent. In case you're listening to this before Saturday at noon. Oh no, yeah, just throw him in there. Throw him in there. Just what's the worst that could happen?
But anyway, so kind of sitting here looking at what he's got and what you've got. I mean the thing is like starting Evan Ingram has been a great move on your part for sure. Because he's got you 14.8 points, and I mean TJ Hawkinson might be able to match up with that, but it's going to be very challenging. However, yeah, his Patrick Mahomes and his Justin Jefferson, even his Nick Chubb, like I would definitely put over most of your other guys. Actually, all of your other guys, but except for Josh Jacobs, maybe not Josh Jacobs. I think Josh Jacobs could give a run for the money. Obviously,
I don't know. He's not questionable this time, so I'm worried.
Well, you think he's gonna get like less than? He's going to get like 6 points or something.
Every time he's questionable, he gets like 25 points.
Well, I mean, last week if he was questionable, he only got 12. So he may not get you in the 30s, or he may get you in the 30s.
He was questionable last week too. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but the thing is like going up against Pittsburgh, I think that Jacobs will have a field day. I think he'll do just fine.
Let's hope.
Yeah, man. This is definitely going to come down to the wire. This is definitely going to be a challenge, for sure. So better than Scott and London Silly Nannies, going up against each other. The thing is, the nice thing about them is both of them have their starting quarterbacks, and so it's Joe Burrow versus Josh Allen, and so obviously probably giving that to Josh Allen, just because I think obviously just a better talent. But then you got A.J. Brown versus Adam Thielen. A.J. Brown definitely takes the cake on that.
I don't know.
What is it?
That he doesn't have Hurts.
Yeah, but again, yes,
yeah,
I know
yes,
he doesn't
Minshew is a quarterback.
Did you say if Minshew is a quarterback?
No,
He is
no,
a quarterback.
he's definitely a quarterback. Whether or not he's good remains to be seen. But my point is, I feel like they're just going to run the ball. They're going to play it safe, probably.
But against Dallas, that's going to be a really difficult thing to do. I think they're going to have to throw the ball. And AJ Brown is AJ Brown. AJ Brown is that superior of a talent to where I think he'll be able to get a good amount of points. Not as many as he normally does, obviously with Jalen, but I still think he'll be able to put up some good points. I mean, AJ Brown's just great.
He's great.
So next on, I've got Jacoby Myers versus Keenan Allen. Yeah, give me the Keenan Allen on that side. So give me London Silly Nannies on that. Then Derrick Henry versus Saquon Barkley. Whoo, buddy. I think Derrick Henry is going to have a massive day. He always seems to just mess up the Texans. Last time they played, I think he got 219 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, yeah. Yeah, give me better than Scott on that one. Dawson Knox versus Hunter Henry. Knox has been playing really well. Yeah, he's been doing a really good job this past few weeks. So yeah, give me Dawson Knox. You got Travis Etienne versus Michael Carter right now going on at the moment. And right now, Travis Etienne is definitely taking the money on that. Tony Pollard on Nathan's side versus Joshua Palmer. I don't think Palmer is going to be as good as he has been just because Mike Evans and Keenan Allen are back. And then you got Alvin Kamara, who really hasn't been doing much. He did okay last week, 11.4 points against Van Jefferson, but I'll take Alvin Kamara in that scenario all day, every day. So I think better than Scott comes out on top. Between you and Heartbeat, I think it'll be. I don't know. I do think it'll be Heartbeat because it's just that Patrick Mahomes is just a beast. So I think in the championship we're looking at Heartbeat versus better than Scott. Now here's my personal hope. Because London Silly Nannies and Better Than Scott, both of them are previous champs, and you and Heartbeat are not. My personal hope is that there's none of the previous champs win, since I'm not in.
Wow.
Now, what I would love for you to win, and love. Well, I guess either one, Heartbeat or London Silly Nannies. What you want is London Silly Nannies to win, because London Silly Nannies is Jesse's team is a little bit easier to get over. But then again, if you beat Heartbeat, I mean, you're doing pretty good things. So just constellation bracket, just to kind of keep you guys abreast of the situation. Playing for 5th place is myself and Lamarvel Universe because we both suck. Then for the semifinals in the constellation bracket, you have Shoot Farms versus the Leprechauns.
So just so y'all know that is 7th place. Still gearing for 7th place.
Well, they're trying. Both Shoot Farms and the Leprechauns and Water Boys and Let's Ride are trying for 7th place.
Yes.
Scott, Tots, and Biggest Loser are aiming for 11th place.
That's right.
So yeah.
What if Scott ends up last anyways? That would just
that would be pretty funny. That would be pretty going from first to last.
I'm hoping you don't, Scott. I'm hoping you somehow manage to get 11th because I've been down there for so long. I feel like you deserve that.
I want to talk about teams whose players could get benched. So as far as benching, pretty much you can guarantee that Philadelphia, if they win this week, will bench their players next week. So we're not really too concerned this week with benching of anybody, but next week is when the issue comes into play. So Philadelphia would. Dallas would probably also bench their players because they can't really move that much. They can't really guarantee anything else. Minnesota would probably bench their players after next week or after this week.
Tampa Bay needs to bench Tom Brady.
Tampa Bay is not going to bench anybody until the end of the season, as long as Carolina wins. If Carolina beats Detroit, Tampa Bay is going to be playing everybody. Let's pick the games for this weekend. Last week, Andrew went 6 of 14. I went 9 of 14, so I am consistently in the 8-9 range. And Andrew needs to get back to his winning ways.
I had one off day. We're almost even.
Hey, one off day.
If you take away my 6 and put one on that 7 week, we're pretty much even. Actually, I'm still doing better than you on average.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Don't let Nick fudge the numbers. Okay, the numbers are clearly there. That Andrew is number one. You know what? Andrew is number one in picking games, and Andrew is number one in beating Nick.
So the Buffalo Bills, I guess these are at okay. So the Buffalo Bills at Chicago on Saturday morning. The Bills, or Saturday afternoon, I should say. The Bills are 8.5 favorites. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Bills.
I will also go with the Bills.
I was gonna say you're gonna pick somebody else. Like you pausing way too long.
Nope. All right. The Atlanta Falcons travel to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. The Ravens are 6.5 favorites. Who you got?
Atlanta Falcons.
Are you serious?
Why wouldn't I be serious?
The Ravens are 9-5. The Falcons are 5-9. They're traveling into Baltimore.
Okay. All right. I'm not saying you're wrong, but who did Baltimore not have last week?
Lamar Jackson?
Right. And did they win last week?
I forget. Did they?
No, they lost. They lost.
Oh, okay.
But then again, Atlanta's on a losing streak of 3. So you know what? I'm gonna change. I'm gonna do a 180 and just pick Baltimore.
Who did the Ravens lose to last week?
You would ask that nonsense. I don't know. Hold on a second. They lost to Cleveland, 13-3.
Cleveland. That's right. Yeah, because you called the Ravens winning that one, and I called the Browns winning that one.
You're a liar. There's no way you picked the Browns over Baltimore, and you're giving me crap about picking Atlanta.
Homeboy.
You're giving me crap. You're giving me crap about picking Atlanta.
Hey man, no. I picked. There was a reason for me picking.
I'm picking Atlanta. Screw it. I'm sticking with Atlanta. You suck. Don't try to change.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm gonna go. Let's go, Andrew. The Falcons. Nick.
Andrew has lost his
win right
damn
here for Nick. This is a win right here for Nick. Go ahead, just put it in the document. Go ahead. I got a 1 already. Ravens are gonna beat the Falcons.
I'm gonna pick Jacksonville over the Jets. By the way, I'm gonna count that one as my win
because that matters. Let's go. Detroit Lions, the Panthers.
You are like
Lions
yelling.
Are 7-7.
Listen,
Panthers are 5-9.
Back it up, just a hair, and just enunciate your words a little better. It's coming back. It's coming through like garbage.
Oh, really?
Yes.
All right. So the Detroit Lions are traveling to the Carolina Panthers. The Detroit Lions are 7-7. The Panthers are 5-9. The Lions are 2.5 favorites. Who you got?
Oh man, that is a tough one. I mean Detroit, because I don't even know who's playing for Carolina anymore.
So you're picking the Lions.
Yeah.
All right, I am also going with the Lions. I think the Lions will have the victory.
I mean, I know Carolina has Dante Foreman, but who else they got?
They got Chuba Hubbard. They got Sam Darnold. You know, it's gonna be. I think it'll be a shootout. I think it'll be because I don't think any of their defenses are doing very well. But yeah, I think the Lions will take it. All right. Oh, that's an interesting spread. Okay, the Cincinnati Bengals travel up to New England to take on the Patriots. The Bengals are 10-4. The Patriots are 7-7. The Patriots are playing for the playoffs. They're trying to stay in it. The Bengals are 3-point favorites. Who you got?
Bengals.
Same here. I just don't think. I mean, it was a fluke that. Well, it was a fluke last week that the Raiders won, and the Patriots lost, but the Raiders are not a very good team. The fact that it was that close, I think, kind of like calls into attention that the Bengals are playing well. They are playing like playoff football already, and I don't think that the Patriots will be able to keep up. I would say the Bengals will probably cover too. Like I think that they'll cover those points. I think three's just disrespectful.
I feel like half the teams last week didn't even cover though. That did win.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because also some of them weren't supposed to win. Like the Jaguars weren't supposed to beat the Dallas Cowboys. It's crazy.
You were just stuck on that Dallas Cowboys and Jaguars, ain't
I'm
you?
telling you, man, that was insane. That was just I like that, the fact that happened. All right, the New York Giants at 8-5-1 travel to Minnesota to take on the Vikings, who are 11-3. The Vikings are 4-point favorites. Who you got?
Vikings.
Vikings.
Vikings, of course.
Let me see. Am I gonna go back? Yeah. Give me the Vikings as well.
There's no way. If we lose to Houston, then there's no way we need to make it in the playoffs.
No. If the Titans lose,
1-12-1. Like, are you kidding me?
Yep. So the Houston Texans travel to Tennessee to take on the 7-7 Titans. The Titans are 3.5 favorites. Who you got?
Titans.
Yep. Now it's going to be. I think it'll be a lot closer of a game. I think 3.5 is a good differentiation, just because of the fact that I don't think Malik Willis will be doing very well as a quarterback, but Derrick Henry will make all the difference in the world, and I think that that's really what's necessary.
I agree.
Moving on, the New Orleans Saints at 5-9 take on the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland, who are 6-8. The Browns are 3-point favorites. Who you got?
Cleveland Browns.
Man, that one's a little bit tougher for me.
Well, I've been sitting there pondering it for a minute now, so that's why I'm so quick to jump on it.
All right, yeah, I'll take the Browns.
All right, Seattle Seahawks, Kansas City Chiefs, 7-7 Seahawks, 11-3 Chiefs.
Chiefs are 10-point favorites. I'm going to take the Chiefs.
Wow. I'm going to take the Chiefs also.
Hey, I think that's an excellent call. I think that's a good call. That's a fantastic.
But I'm going to say Patrick Mahomes goes out in the first quarter.
Because they bench him because they're blowing him out by a lot. Maybe 40-0, and they're like, okay, Patrick, I think you can go sit down, buddy.
Let's hope not.
All right. The Washington Commanders travel to San Francisco to take on the 10-4 49ers. The 49ers are 7-point favorites. Who you got?
49ers. Let's go, Purdy. Let's go, Purdy. Let's get a win. Let's get.
Oh, with the 49ers?
Yeah, I'm going to stay with the 49ers.
I think Kyle Shanahan will get his team to continue to play well, and I don't think Washington really puts up that much of a challenge for them. All right. The really interesting game, the Philadelphia Eagles, 13-1, travel to Dallas to take on the Boys, who are 10-4, and the Cowboys are 4-point favorites, even though they lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're still 4-point favorites.
I'm telling you, take Jalen Hurts out of the game, it just changes everything for everybody.
That's a valid point. So are you taking the Cowboys?
I'm going to take the Cowboys, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Give me the Eagles. I'm going to take the Eagles.
Okay, you have the Eagles. I'll take the Cowboys.
I think that Minshew will be fine. I think that I'm not happy about Devonta Smith getting any balls from Gardner Minshew, but then again, I think that it'll be. I mean, all you got to do is just tell me that the Cowboys lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm like, all right, yeah, I don't think the Eagles are going to have a problem with them. That being said, the Las Vegas Raiders travel to Pittsburgh. They're both 6-8, and Pittsburgh is 2.5 favorites. Who you got?
Raiders.
Yeah, give me the Raiders. I don't really trust the Steelers anymore. They're a little I don't know what's going on. The Green Bay Packers at 6-8 travel to Miami to take on the Dolphins, who are 8-6. Miami is 4-point favorites. Who you got?
I might go with the Dolphins, honestly. The Packers have been playing bad.
Same here. I will take the Dolphins. All right, the Denver Broncos traveling to Los Angeles in a game that no one gives a crap about. Both teams are 4-8. I'm sorry, 4-10. I don't know how to do. Yeah. Apparently, I don't know how to read 10. They're both 4-10, and the Broncos are 2.5 favorites. Who do you give less of a crap about in this game?
Broncos win, Rams lose.
I will also go with the Broncos.
I made that next selection bigger so you could read the numbers a little better.
I see that. I appreciate that. All right. And then for the last two games for Sunday night football, and then we'll get into Monday night. Sunday night football, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers travel to Arizona to take on the 4-10 Cardinals. The Buccaneers are 7.5 favorites. Who you got?
Is Kyler Murray back in, do you think?
Nope. I think he's gone. He's gone for the season, bro. He tore his ACL. Colt McCoy is still in the concussion protocol. I don't think he will be available. So they have. Is it Chase McSorley or some McSorley guy or something like that?
Great question. I have no idea. I'm gonna go with
McSorley something.
Honestly, I would want to pick Arizona just because I was going to say New England's been sucking, but Tom Brady's been sucking in Tampa Bay.
Go ahead and do it. I can get a victory. I'm okay with getting an extra win in my belt.
Okay. I'll pick the Arizona Cardinals.
All right, and I will take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers all day, every day. All right, and then for Monday Night Football, the Los Angeles Chargers at 8-6 travel to Indianapolis to take on the 4-9-1 Colts. The Chargers are only 4.5 favorites. Who you got?
Chargers
as well. I just don't think that the Colts are going to be able to do much of anything. Even though they were lauded as the AFC South champions at the beginning, even though the Titans are failing miserably,
that's Titans, what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna make the call now. So Buffalo's on top, AFC.
Okay.
On top this up. Kansas City second. Cincinnati's third.
Okay.
Wild cards.
Well, you got to get first.
Yeah, we're not there yet. I'm gonna say Tennessee is the wild card, and Jacksonville is clinches the division. And I'm gonna say the bottom two is Baltimore, Miami, Tennessee, or the wild cards are those three.
I mean, the thing is, the Chargers would have to lose. Like right now, the Chargers and the Ravens have better, in Miami, all have better records than the Titans currently. And so,
right, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like either way. I mean, I'm thinking two AFC. What are we, north, right?
South.
Yeah. Two AFC Souths get in, and the Chargers don't get in. How about that?
The Chargers would have to lose a couple of times, and same as like New England and New York.
If they lose one, they're tied with Jacksonville. The Jets already lost theirs. They're 7-8 now. New England, if they lose, that make them 7-8 against the Raiders. Okay. Ooh, the Raiders would be 7-8 too. Oof.
No. Jacksonville would be 7-8. If the Chargers lose, they would be 8-7. They're not 7-8.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
So
I got a little dyslexic there.
I mean, like it would take like right now the Chargers are a game ahead of Tennessee. Like if Tennessee dropped into the wild cards right now, they would be a game ahead. And so the only hope that Tennessee has of getting into the playoffs is winning the AFC South.
Beating Houston, pretty much.
Well, it's beating Houston. It's not just beating Houston. It's beating Houston and beating Dallas because next week is Dallas and the Jacksonville Jaguars go up against Houston, which is almost a guaranteed win for them. And then the last week, Jacksonville and Tennessee play against each other.
I mean, Tennessee just has a better record as far as. Well, no, hear me out. So Jacksonville's 4-3 at home. Tennessee's 3-3. So that we're not going to say that matters. Away, Tennessee's 4-4. Jacksonville's 2-5. Division, Tennessee's 3-1. Jacksonville's 2-2. So I mean,
but that would mean that it would all come down to the last game too.
Oh, that's true. They do play each other.
Yeah. So either way, it comes down to the last game. Ultimately, I mean, like unless Jacksonville goes out and just lays a dud against Houston, which I don't see happening next week.
Tennessee.
And Tennessee goes and beats the Dallas Cowboys, which I don't see happening. Unless Tannehill's out there, but even then, it'll still be really challenging. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching and listening. If you are watching on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, click the bell, that way you can be notified, and leave a comment in the sections below. Let us know, do you think the Titans will get into the playoffs? If you're listening on your favorite podcasting app, yep. If you're listening on your favorite podcasting app, click the subscribe button, leave us a 5-star review, and let us know if your team is in the playoffs on your podcasting app. Without any further ado, I'm Nick.
Hey, I'm Andrew.
And as always,
you have an open invitation to our conversation.
Bye-bye.
Bye.